Hello students, welcome to yet another video of economics. I am Meghna Badlani, your teacher for economics. Now this is my fourth and final video on chapter number 2 of statistics, that is meaning, scope and importance of statistics. For this chapter, I have uploaded the 4 videos. In my first video, we have discussed about the meaning of statistics in plural as well as in singular sense. In second video, we discussed about the functions of statistics. In third video, we discussed the importance of statistics in economics and business and to the government. And in this last video, we are going to conclude this chapter while discussing limitations of statistics. To make proper utilization of statistics, it is very important for the economist, for a businessman and for the government to keep in mind various limitations of statistics. So the first limitation of statistics is that statistics does not study qualitative phenomena. Yes, statistics is able to analyze only quantitative phenomena which can be measured. All the things which cannot be measured have no utility in statistics. Say for example, beauty, honesty, intelligence. Yes, these are also known as attributes, and I told you previously that many times attribute can also be analyzed, but we have to give the ranks. That means even to this qualitative phenomena, we have to give certain numbers. So whenever we are giving numbers, it becomes quantitative phenomena. So the first and foremost important limitation is, if you are trying to analyze any qualitative phenomena, you have to convert it into a quantitative phenomena by assigning the ranks, because statistical analysis is capable only on quantitative phenomena. It is not fruitful for qualitative phenomena like honesty, beauty and intelligence. Second is, statistics does not deal with individual unit. Yes, statistics, there is no meaning of individual unit. Why? Because the main function of statistics is to compare. So if I say that a student of my class scored 64 marks, there is no relevance of statistics in this statement. But if I say that average marks of my class in economics is 65, yes, it has certain constitution towards the statistics. So statistics does not deal with the individual units. Third, statistics can be misused. Remember one thing always, that statistics cannot be a substitution to a common sense. Let me give you a very good example. What if I say that I have a class of 31 students? I want to divide my class into 2 groups and it should be divided equally. Now if I utilize one of the measures of central tendency, that is mean, so I will be dividing 32 students by 2. So the average will be 15.5. Is it possible to divide number of students with 15.5? No. Here I am going to use my common sense, and I am going to divide the population of 31 students with one class of 14 students and one class of 17 students. Right? So, even though statistics is a logical analysis, but it cannot be understood as a substitution towards the common sense. Hence, if we strictly use statistics, it could be misused. Fourth one is, statistics results are true on an average. Statistics is a science, but the results which statistics gives are not universally accepted as the natural science result. Say for an example, there is a theft every week in my area and the number of theft is 3. So it is not universal number. The theft may increase, may decrease. But if I say that sun rise in east, that is something related to natural science and that is universally accepted. So here the results are true on an average. They are not the permanent result like in natural science, even though statistics is a science, but the results are true on an average. Now laws are not exact. Yes, always remember, economics is all about assumptions and statistics is all about approximation. Because the law and statistics are made on the probabilities, hence we can have to assume that law cannot be exact in statistics. Then comes, only experts can use it. Yes, statistics techniques are very difficult to understand and analyze. Only expert can use it. Here I can give you an example of share brokers. Okay, if you watch CNBC channel, you will find many statisticians or many experts who are going to tell you how to trade in various companies. And even if you are going to bear a loss, they will ask you to put a stop loss. So with the help of them, definitely it is easy for us to deal with the share market. But otherwise, it is very difficult to decide where to invest. So for investment, people basically go for the mutual funds instead of going for individual investment. Why? Because they do realize that statistics can be used only by the experts, and there are many experts over CNBC which time and then help us to put a stop loss. So there are various techniques and methods which help them to forecast the future prices of the equity shares in the market. So statistics can be used only by the expert. Last, data should be in uniform and homogeneous terms. Yes, statistics main function is to compare, but comparison is possible only when the data is homogeneous. If the data is heterogeneous in nature, the comparison is not possible and there is no use of statistics then. As I have already discussed an example that height of a man cannot be compared with the height of the trees because here two data are heterogeneous. So, if we want to make the optimum utilization of statistic tools and techniques, the collection of data should be homogeneous in nature and not heterogeneous. So, if you are planning to go with a statistical analysis, you need to keep in mind certain limitations of statistics, which is number one, statistics is capable of analyzing only quantitative phenomena. Second, it doesn't deal with individual units. Third, it can be misused. That means along with statistics, you are going to use your common sense also. Fourth, the results are true on an average. You cannot expect the high degree of accuracy. Only reasonable standard can be expected. Laws are not exact. Also, the law on which you are going to put your decision making may mislead you. They are not always exactly framed. Then only expert can use it. So it is advisable that if you are going with certain statistical inquiry, you should always take the help of an expert because only expert can help you. Say for an example, if you are an average earner income, then you have to invest. You should go to certain expert to ask them where to invest, in which company, which shares or which equity shares we are supposed to buy. Right? And data should be collected in a homogeneous form. That means it should be similar or it should be helpful in comparison. Now due to these limitations, what happens? Due to this limitation, many people have distrust on statistics. What does distrust mean? Means people question that whether statistics is to be used or not in real life because there are many limitations. But the main cause of distrust is not just the limitation. If you keep limitation in your mind, statistics will be the most appropriate analyzing technique to forecast the market strategy, your future or say anything. But distrust is generated because we ignore the limitations of statistics. That is, while making use of statistical tools and techniques, limitations are not kept in mind. What is the another reason? It is unrealistic assumptions. Yes, time and then when you are going to learn about economics more, definitely you all are going to argue with me that assumptions certain economists has given for proving the theories are not correct. Say for an example, when we calculate national income, we say that there is no black money, there is no corruption in the economy. When we talk about the utility theory, we say that there are only two goods in the economy. All such assumptions seems to be unrealistic in nature. Or when we talk about demand, we say that the consumers are always rational, whereas in real life, we do not see rational consumer. Second is deliberate misuse. Yes, many times experts misuse the statistics deliberately. Say for an example, the media doesn't show the proper statistical data for number of people dying in a country so that the panic does not develop in the country. But yes, then we do not get the exact idea where the country falls. But many experts misuse the statistics due to which the people find distrust towards the discipline. Next comes incomplete knowledge of statistics. If your knowledge is not complete about statistics, tools, techniques and method, where to use what and how to calculate or how to analyze, statistics will be of very little use to you. Then wrong application of statistical methods. Yes, where to apply which statistical method is again something where expert is needed. So to use statistics in a proper form and to proper application of statistical method, it is advisable that always take an expert advice. But let me conclude with one thing, that we cannot just blame to the statistics or the subject, we should blame the person who uses it. Say for an example, knife can cut one's throat, and knife is also used to cut the fruits and vegetables. So fault is not with the knife, fault is with the person who uses the knife. Similarly, fault is not with the statistics, it is with the person who uses it. Say for an example, I say science can be constructive and destructive at the same time. So fault is not with the science, fault is with the people who use the science. Similarly, if I talk about you students, mobiles are very helpful to us, but also mobiles are the reason for distraction. But fault is not with the mobiles, fault is with the student who are making misuse of the mobile. So remember, statistics is very important, very useful for not only in economics, in business, to the government and for economic planning. But to make the optimum utilization of statistics, we need to understand, or we need to keep in mind the limitations. Is it clear? I hope you understood the entire chapter. If you do have any doubt, write down in a comment. Definitely I am going to help you with your doubt. Thank you. Wait for my chapter number 3, unit 2, statistics. Have a good day.